All right, it's great to be back with you, Don Rudkin. Don, can you just introduce yourself again?
Sure. My name's Don Rudkin. I'm a retired Deloitte partner. I was with Deloitte for 36 years. And now I'm on the board of two public companies, full-time faculty at Pepperdine, and I do some consulting. So I'm kind of
Oh,
retired, kind of not retired.
yeah, I got it. You never want to be fully. Chat with us a little bit of some different experiences that are positive and challenging that you've had sitting on boards.
Um, the challenging part, to take that one first, is helping companies improve, bringing an outside perspective, not being complacent, asking tough questions, but asking them in a collaborative kind of way.
Right.
So that's the fun part, also the challenging part. So my board perspective, actually, I was going to say that companies that were private and then became public are a little problematic, but almost all companies were private and then went public.
Right.
So it has to do more with the time frame. But companies that were privately owned, particularly if they're family controlled, and then go public, sometimes they have a more difficult time moving from a family controlled run company into a public company in which the board has to make decisions that are in the best interest of the shareholders, as opposed to management. And I don't mean that to be derogatory toward management, it's just a perspective. And sometimes, and let me give some for instances. You know, a lot of times a company that has just recently gone public, since they come from a family environment, a lot of times the internal controls are not as robust as they should be.
Right.
Because their view is, I know these people, I trust these people, I couldn't possibly have a fraud situation. Well, sometimes those people that you've trusted have in fact defrauded the company. So to move down that spectrum toward, let's have real financial controls, let's have accountability, sometimes that's painful, but it's necessary. In terms of asking the why questions, this is, again, you can't get into it's okay because we've always done it this way mentality. The two boards that I'm on are both audited by one of the big four. On both those companies, we've had restatements because the board, including myself, have asked questions about why do we use this accounting? And sometimes the answer is we've always done it that way. Well, number one, facts change, and sometimes the accounting is not good. And secondly, the accounting literature changes. So from a pure accounting point of view, and this would apply to just how you run the business. I think it's critical that the board members ask the tough questions, the why questions. And if you get a good answer, great. If you don't get a good answer, then you keep pushing.
Well, not to state the obvious, but that is one of the reasons you have board members, correct?
Correct. That is your job. But sometimes board members are somewhat passive, and good board members are not passive. Good board members really dig in, get to know the company, get to know the industry. If you do it right, it takes a lot of time.
It does.
It isn't just showing up at a monthly board meeting.
It's a great point because you always hear a lot of times also that on management side, sometimes the information isn't on time, and on the other hand, some board members don't even read it on time.
That's right. You know, matter of fact, I push back on boards. Don't send me the board package Saturday before a board meeting.
Right.
You know, I want that package a week ahead of time, so I've got a chance to digest it. Sometimes I will call the CFO because they're accounting type questions. And if you can get those out of the way, you don't have to ask them in the board meeting. Sometimes you avoid embarrassing people because you might ask a question which is, you know, the CFO may say, I don't really know the answer to that. I'll have to look it up. So you avoid embarrassment. The digging in, doing your due diligence, being an active, involved board member is really what it's all about, or don't do it.
Good board perspective. Thanks so much, Don.
You're welcome.